Morning, Steve. Are you ready for your glass blowing class?
Right or left hand? It's the whole bench instead of that.
And what is your name?
Seth.
Seth?
Seth, yep.
Okay, you don't mind being recorded, do you?
So we're going to start by applying our colors.
All right, we're with Seth here. And Steve has picked out red, white, and blue as his colors. And he will be making a tumbler that's going to look something like
raw
this.
ingredients of clear glass, and then you mix in metal oxides. So for someone like cobalt, they use cobalt oxide. So cobalt blue, classic color there. It's used just with either cobalt carbonate or cobalt oxide to make it. The red comes from cadmium, selenium. The white comes from aluminum. So just different metal oxides in the raw ingredients of clear glass. So we'll kind of get white on one side, red on one side, and blue on the other side, kind of making a triangle shape at first. And then we'll get our swirls. So your right hand will be overhand on the rod. Left hand will be underhand, just as you're holding it. And just behind this hand. So you want to be this, not that hand. Or your hands can be the same distance, but wherever this hand is, you want that hand always to be behind. It doesn't matter wherever you go. Yeah, you don't want it on this side of this hand. Because we're going to have, I'll show you really quick before we start. Just because the rod is hot at the end, so I'll come over and basically, yeah, you just make sure that hand's always behind this one, so you grab it like there, and then the other one, however, the stance you like, wherever you like it, a little bit wider probably helps it. Yeah. And then we're going to just be lowering the glass down, and letting it set and rest, we'll turn, basically make a triangle. So we'll do that same thing, but the glass will be on the end of it. But yeah, the rod just gets hot as we get to the base, so just to make sure that we're touching those areas. So in here at 2,100 degrees is our clear glass. So that the heating the stainless steel rod, and that heat's really the only thing that bonds it. So again, hands on just like that. Yeah, you got it. That one's starting to turn as well. So now we'll kind of let that balance out. The white side, lift and turn. Red side, lift and turn. Blue side. And now we'll just kind of come back through those colors. We only need to get that white one more time there. But the other colors we want to get a little bit more on our blue side. So just kind of back and forth between the red and the blue now. Just kind of, glass comes out obviously super hot, so it will allow us to continue to pick up those chips. So again, that blue will look right. You can even see when we lift up from that tray how dark that red gets. So now I'll take this for just a second. We're going to go melt these in. I'm going to just press these edges of that triangle shape out so it won't wiggle around on us so much. So we're going to head right down to this reheating chamber here. And there's nothing inside of this one. It's just real nice and hot. This is kind of reminiscent of like roasting a marshmallow. It's nice, slow, steady turn. Both hands on the right. Which side would like to stand on there. And so this is just going to get that glass really nice and hot so we can then make our swirl of colors. That's perfect, yeah. You see all the kind of melt it's the reds that stay this color in there, so you can see the other one's almost look glossy already, but that red's still very textured. Yeah, so it's just a stiffer color. And then all colors are kind of have that. And everything's beginning to wiggle, that's a good sign. We want that heat. Now, I'll take over the turning of the rod. We'll have it see right to this bench. Facing out. Yeah, facing out. And I'll grab the tool and kind of show you what we'll do, but then I'll get it hot and we'll do it. So to get these colors to swirl around one another, there's a couple different things we could do, but since these hold different colors, keep them a little bit tighter, when I come back, we'll have these. And I'm just going to squeeze really, really nice and light up the top to kind of hold on to it. That's going to create a little friction. It's going to allow those colors to turn as I turn the rod. And then we'll end up just cutting off this little button, then we'll get back to heating. This will just allow us to keep that swirl a little bit tighter. You can do it with tweezers too, but then you have a lot more overlapping of the color. This will allow us to be nice and separated. So that heat there. Small rainbow. And so we can kind of have the end here. Really, really nice and light. Just kind of right in the a little lighter. So we don't want to really pinch it. We just kind of want to hang You can see they're all kind of moving because they're different densities. That's one big reason for doing this. 3, 2, 1. Set that right on down. So I'll cut off a little button here. And then by the time we're finished with the piece, that red will look red. Again, as we're working on it. So, come right on back. We're still going to go get this really nice and hot again. Now, both hands on if you'd like, then you'll melt this in. Glass is a pretty good memory, so when you do things like that, you just kind of need to reset that memory and get it back to like a nice, even, ball-like shape. Yeah, you just have to bring it up, back to temperature. So you want to say if you wanted to rework something that you've already made, you need to bring it up slowly to about like 1,000 degrees, 1,100, and then you could start introducing it to the flame. And you can see we're getting that nice wiggle back. So again, I'll take over the turning of the rod and now have another seat at the bench. But we're going to go using a completely different tool. So behind you in a bucket of water is kind of 2 wooden scoops. One the dark handle wooden scoop first, the smaller one. That's going to give us just something a little bit more rounded, kind of like an incandescent light bulb shape. So I'll give this one more good heat, and that take this
down there.
Yep, and we'll be kind of right on the other side of the rollers there, be facing that way exactly. So this is just going to allow us to kind of push the glass into a little bit more even shape. Because after this, I'll start a bubble, and then that cooling on the outside will that bubble round. Going out the other way. Come to it, basically lightly press it back to the pipe because that kind of rounds that shape out. 3, 2, 1, you can lower that right to the water. So we're not going to use it yet, but on the next go round, so I'm going to get more glass, we're going to use a bigger one. We wouldn't fit in that small one. But you don't need it quite yet. Here I'm just going to trap a little air inside the pipe to form our bubble, then we'll sanitize the end and I'll start talking about the next step. So to get the bubble started, I just trap air in. I can't press past my thumb. That glass is hot, so it'll press into the glass. There's just about 2 inches of material down there, and it would be really, really hard to kind of blow through that at this point, unless the glass is either really, really hot or just that little bump, enough time, it slowly builds up. See it just barely expanding there. Pick up the size of the gumball. So I'll take off my thumb, I'm just going to chill these sides a little bit. And then in a little cup there are some paper towels and then just rubbing alcohol. You're going to need to wet one of those with a little rubbing alcohol and we'll just sanitize the end of this pipe. Just all blowing after this. So the next go round, we're just going to use that bigger scoop. We wouldn't fit in that smaller one anymore. Just allow a little bit of AC to chill that off a little bit more, because when we case it in that new layer of clear glass, will get hot pretty quick. So we use that block a few times just to make sure we get the shape nice and even, and then that the temperature is nice and even. Just kind of a quick spin on the rod in here. I'll allow a little bit of the excess that we don't need to spin back off of the furnace. Off the top of the glass here. Same thing, we're just going to grate one like that. Lower that to the water. Looks like we will be able to fit in that other one, so we'll just that other one next and just be at exactly the right size. But here I'm giving a little heat so that interior will be soft. We use the block really quickly, and then we'll go to blowing. As far as the blowing, we'll just do 2 hands on the rod. I'll be turning the rod the whole time, but just a really constant kind of medium breath to begin to expand the glass. So yeah, we'll be kind of right at the size for this. That's all we need. We're just chilling that surface ever so slightly. Lower that down. Then 2 hands on the pipe, kind of a medium, just constant breath. And I'll tell you when to stop. Just a little harder for a second. Back on. I'll stop there. So before we continue, we want to create our restriction lines. We're actually going to use those guys again, but we're going to be using it at the top of the shape. So I'm going to show you where, and then I'll get it hot. So that will eventually be the top of the cup. We'll just be squeezing super, super light right there to create our neckline or our description. So I'll get some heat. We'll head to that little spot. Once that's in there, then we can kind of freely blow, because that's what allows us to get it off the rod at the end. So we'll kind of work class top to bottom, so we'll kind of work this into our shape. Then we'll have to move it over to another rod so we can actually turn it into a cup. So just nice and light in that same spot. Once we get a established groove, now you can squeeze a good bit more because we have that track to follow, and even a little bit more still. Now, pretty hard here at the end here because that glass is slipping, so we just want to keep that really, really nice and tight. 3, 2, 1. So I'll get this nice and hot. We'll come right back to that blowing. Same kind of style, just a nice constant breath. And the nature of working the way we are when we're turning the pipe almost creates a kind of a spherical shape. So once we kind of get the shape, the size we need, I'll use a little gravity to get us into a little bit more of a cylindrical shape. But go right ahead. Perfect, just keep that going. And now you can go a little harder. I'll stop you there. So we'll go right back onto those tools. The jet, you can squeeze pretty hard because that glass is getting stiffer there. It's just going to tighten that up. Again, the red's one that's brown right now, but it'll be super bright red. And then you can set that right on down. So I'm going to use a little gravity to stretch this. That'll kind of pull it to a little bit more of a cylinder shape for us. Probably introduce a little bit more air because that'll kind of stretch it. It won't be quite the size we get it at the bottom. And then start setting up the shape to be transferred to that next rod. Just mainly keep the base of the shape, give it a little heat to the whole entire thing here. Just use a little gravity. This is going to elongate the cup. And just a nice light blow here at the end. It's so consistent just to kind of round out that base. Stop you there. So we've got like our nice kind of cylindrical shape. We just need a flat base. So when I come back, you'll use this wooden paddle, and you just press really nice and lightly at the bottom. Meanwhile, I'll grab these tools and be hitting the sides so we keep a nice straight cut. Okay. Right on out of that. Yeah, just go right on in there. And I'll just bring this to the top of it. And now you can press it a little harder. That'll help give us just that real nice straight edge. 3, 2, 1. Pull that away. So I'll give us just a little indentation at the bottom where we're kind of setting on the rim. Now we're kind of finished with the bottom of the cup. Now we can just start working on the top. So for this step, I'll just attach a little glass on another rod to the center of the bottom, give it the tap, separate it from the blowpipe, then we'll be able to expose it to the top side. Just a slow, steady rotation, just hands back this way, because we want this above. So both this rod and this little gather of glass are what are known as a puntee. And it's just this kind of acts as something like a transitional glue to hang on the shape. Making it like a little cylinder, which is a little bit of a point. And now you can stop spinning. And now you can let go completely. So I'll use a few drops of water right where we made our restriction line there, just weaken the glass all that bit more. I'll give it a little tap. Connor will remove that rod. Now we're going to be keeping that top side. Where it's separated from the rod, it's pretty cool there, so it's taking some time to get that glass hot again. But the next steps, you'll use those same tools that we squeeze that groove in with, except for this time you'll be on the outside of the bench and we'll kind of go into the shape of those tools and lightly lift the whole entire neck up wide. But again, where that's separated, it's pretty cool. So there's the rope there. So now just need to make sure it's nice and hot. Pretty good groove so far. I like this itinerary. Beautiful weather, yeah. Well, it was funny. I've only been on this ship since April 6th. We hadn't had a rock like we had on embarkation since I was in New Zealand. It about felt like that. It was that pretty good. Blue. First day, yeah. I mean, it's hardly ever like that. But yeah, we had a little movement. But I was on a sister ship of the Equinox here called the Eclipse, and it was porting out of Sydney, and we mainly just cruised around New Zealand, but we had to do the Tasman Sea. I got so used to it. I think I don't know if it's seasick, but that was always like that. The waves traveling to and from Australia to New Zealand was just the roughest water I've ever experienced. So now you grab those big long blades and you'll head right to the outside of the bench. So kind of facing the rollers. And then those will be squeezed together. So we can fit that opening. And we won't get very far in the beginning, so we're on this way. Go ahead and lift it up. Just to begin to start that. Now a lot more heat will go out in. So when I come back this next time, when we go in, we'll have a little bit of an angle on the tool so we can catch that inside edge before we pull up the lip. Yeah. I'll kind of set you up that angle. I'm just slowly. It's just one.
We'll do it. It's just one.
Yeah. Stretching that inner wall out so it'll reach the others. Perfect. Now when I come back, we'll be able to go in straight. Just push that wall nice and straight. And then we'll kind of come on the outside with those tools just to make sure we have that outside nice and straight. No, same tool. We'll just kind of ride it on top. We'll go on the inside first here. Just here we just push that out and push that nice and straight. And then we have enough heat to do it then, and now we get another heat. Just kind of glide right on the top, and that'll help push out any uneven areas. It's the nature of turning the rod there. Always wants to open that lip up more quickly. Just right on in. So now, on the outside, just begin to press that glass in evenly. Right there, what do we think? You like it? Yeah. Awesome. Again, that red will be red right now, it's just dull. So you can set those right on down. And our last little step, you can just a tap to separate it from the rod. I'll kind of show you. So you can take this guy, we'll do that right here. And I'm just going to strike the rod. A little bit of heat out of this glass. That section first. Butter knife here just removes just enough heat from that connection. Just a nice tap right about there. Perfect. So these let's add a little more. I'm going to fire polish that really quickly so it'll be nice and smooth. That little button I cut off, you can see the red in it already, but yeah, it's a cool, super bright red. throw it in the oven and yeah, absolutely. I'll just on that I'll Dremel that little edge in the morning just to make sure it's not jagged. So everything we make out of glass just has to cool very slowly, so this will go into a 950-degree oven where it'll just kind of set at that temperature. Over the day, we're going to fill this oven up with work, and then we'll bring the oven down the same, all at the same time overnight. So in there until the morning there. And these guys, just so it'll be safe, this glass always needs to go through this process, which usually it's kind of brittle. Awesome. Thanks so much. Yeah. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. And anytime tomorrow, say, it's being in a room, but I'll pack up for probably here 10 on. Okay. Pack up your name on right on this job. Yep, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
How was that?
It's cool.
All right, let's go, what, get some breakfast? Yeah, all right.
So they said